Okay, so this is a over-the-shoulder trade. The thesis for this trade, I should be trading up to that. Actually, I am in Sierra chart here. You can see here I'm still on my small account in Sierra chart. I'm in one position with up about 67%. So what are we trading here? Well, what we're looking at here, and this isn't the 4 chart setup because you can't see the 4 chart setup here because this is just 3 charts. If I were to, I guess the best thing to do probably is to pull up the NDX. So here's the thesis for this trade, just so went down, broke this level, broke the 4K level here, held that level. We've got the RDA up here, we've got this, but really I called early on the control for this trade is chart 5 on the NQ. So if we actually bring this over here and bring this in here, so it was pretty obvious that if it was going to break and hold the fast momentum here, that it was going to go up and most likely test the RDA and the slow momentum as well as this level, and then we got the VWAP here. So really, if you're going to trade this, if you're projecting to trade this, what you really need to do is you need to call the bluff from here all the way up to here. That's a big range, from 126 all the way up to 146. But I should be, I am trading up to that on this account, obviously. I did take some profit along the way. But what you really should be doing here then is that's what you're calling the bluff on. And this is projection. This is pure projection, what the system is telling you. You've got multiple reaction zones there. And it is a momentum trade. What are we factoring in there? We're factoring a couple things. We're factoring in that we got an RDA check here in the 5-minute. I know I don't have the full 4 chart set up here, but we've got an RDA check here. And then we've got the VWAP above, and then we've got this level. So we've got multiple things working in the favor that we expect at least some reaction in this zone. And that's key. That's what you're really looking for. What you're looking for is you're looking for reactions. And that's, so I'll turn on the actual recording when we get closer, when I get filled, or if I get filled. Looks like I'm going to get filled here in this initial position here at 122. We called this, or I called this, I called this early on. I called this, when did I call this trade? I called this trade way down here, right around 090. I said, well, if it's going to capture the slow momentum, it's most likely going to go and tag at least the RDA and the fast, if it's going to recapture the fast momentum, it's going to at least tag the RDA. C1 is your control now. And I said C1 was my control. And that's where you're really looking at this and saying, okay, this range here is really your scale in range. The other thing I would look at too is if we look at the NDX and we go to the NDX, we go to this chart here, we can see that the NDX is setting up for something similar. On the left here is the NDX. It's setting up for a slow momentum check here as well as the level check. So if you're watching the NDX and you're using the NDX, we also have the VWAP here. Now the VWAP on the NDX, because there is no volume here, it is still accurate, but it's not as accurate as something that has volume. So because there's no volume on the index. So what you're really looking for, it's that same zone. So we have multiple things in our favor. Hopefully this is clear as far as right now. I probably could trade up to that, so I probably will. And then I'll do another position here and then another position here. Now, why am I doing these positions, you might ask? Well, they're the extreme bands. We've got the actual level here. So if it does come down to here, I'm expecting this level to hold, maybe a double tap or another tap on this level here to test it. And then we'll trade up to this zone that we want to get heavy short in. So that's what we're really looking to do. Okay, so this is a quick update. I did that one quick long I just got knocked out on the entry that I had here. So now we're looking to enter on the short here. Once again, we're hitting our zone on chart 1. So you can see here chart 1. We're hitting our zone that we're looking for. And then we're looking to scale in using the RexDog scale in ratio. I'm still in this long here. I'm probably looking to go short here, probably when it taps the VWAP. That's probably where it's going. You know, we do use the VWAP in our system. Now we got our initial entry here. I'm going to enter one more up here. Let's see if we can get a little heavier here. Let's see. So we are expecting a reaction. Now keep in mind, you might have to take, we've got a couple other things aligning with us as well. Most of you should be saying opening range. So I would expect some of you to be saying opening range. So that's one thing I would be looking at. That's one thing I would suggest most people look at here as well, is where we're at in regards to the opening range. It gives you an additional factor that you'd be looking for. So let's see if we get picked up here, and then we'll go from there. So the other thing I would suggest here that you look at too is, what are we correlating to? We're correlating to what would be a overshoot of the RDA on chart 4. So that's something to look at as well. The next thing that we're going to focus on here is just scaling in. Now, one of the things when you're scaling into a trade like this, one of the things you have to be mindful of is that you're probably early. I'm early. Most likely I'm early based on what the chart shows me. We've got a couple things. If we look at chart 3 here, that's aligning as well. We've got the slow momentum here. That's aligning. We don't want to see a close above that, so that would be us cutting on the trade. So a close above this 160 would tell us something that maybe, hey, it wants to go test the RDA on chart 3. So those are just the things that are running through my mind here as I look at executing this trade. Right now we're only in 5 lots. We're not getting too heavy here because the other thing is we look at the time. It is right around the lunch session. So it's 12:43 market time. So we anticipate probably one impulse, and then an impulse in the other direction, and then another impulse in the reverse direction. So that's what I expect before the first afternoon pivot. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I did share the psychology of the market. We'll be doing a training on that here later this week as well, the psychology of the market. So you'll want to definitely stay tuned for that.